right, great. We have a good amount of people that showed up, so I appreciate your time this afternoon on a Thursday. I know for a lot of you, it's starting to look a lot like Friday, so I greatly appreciate you giving me the opportunity to show you what we've built in Model Match with Pulse AI. Now, before I jump in here and start to show you what this looks like, I want you to kind of put yourself in the position of you're an originator and you're really trying to understand, number one, who's active in your market, right? You want to understand the agents that are actively listing properties in your market. You better want to understand, number one, your referral partners that are active in your market as well. And we're all humans, right? We're not going to understand and remember and be able to recall previous transactions that we're getting from our referral partners. And we better want to understand, number one, what are we getting from our referral partners? Let's look at that. But then also, what are we not getting from our referral partners, right? We all have those referral partners who like to say, oh, I give you all of my FHA business, and that's great. Or I give you all of my VA business. Don't worry about it, Tom. I give you all of my business there, right? Well, the great thing is that, it's 2024. We're now able to see exactly what we're getting from those agents, what we're missing out on, and then how we can use all of that as ammunition to have a better and more impactful conversation with those referral partners. And beyond that, let's talk about potential referral partners, right? Those agents that are in our market that we're not getting business from at all, but they're currently active, right? And we know everything that's happening right now as it relates to agents and the NRA. And well, does the listing agent now become a little bit more important? Do we need to be focusing more on those agents that have active listings in our market today, right now? Where are those active listings in relation to where we are as an originator? And how can we help? How long have they been on the market? And what can we do to maybe understand better how we can put ourselves in the position to hopefully get that referral from those agents, right? And so Pulse AI inside of Model Match, and what you're looking at on your screen is market insights. And market insights in Model Match allows you to do more of that manual digging, right? If you're using a different data provider today, you're probably doing this manually. You're looking at your volume report. Okay, who's my referral partners? Okay, great. What are they doing? What's their buyer side volume? What's their listing side volume? And you're going one by one, right? You're doing that searching manually, right? And our tool in Model Match allows you to do that. You can search agents in a market. I'm looking at like a nationwide view, but you can go down to a county, you can go down to a city, you can go up to a state or a combination thereof, and you can look at those agents that are in those markets and that are producing. But what we decided was this is all great. Being able to search for that data is imperative. You need that, right? If you're a loan officer today, it's sort of like table stakes. That's how you get into the game. You absolutely need that data in order to identify where you can grow your business. But at the same time, that's a lot of effort, having to come in here and search for agents in your market and look at their transactions and make a determination based on what you're seeing visually. Is this someone that, number one, I should build a relationship with if I don't get business from them today? Or maybe I do get business from them today. How much am I getting? You have to do that manually. You have to do that visually and one by one. Whereas Pulse AI takes a different turn on that. So in Model Match, it's a click of a button. I'm going to click Pulse AI. Now, this would be the experience as if you're a new user, right? You're brand new to Model Match. You're jumping in here for the first time. Let's give Model Match my NMLS ID. I'm going to give model match my NMLS ID, and in Pulse, I'm going to say, hey, look, this is who I am as an originator. I want you to go out and tell me as an originator who I should be talking to, who should in my market should be top of mind. So I gave it my NMLS ID, and you can see just how fast that came back. And what's really great is you all have heard, right? AI in this industry, what is it going to do when it comes to um, the role of an originator? You have two extremes: nothing, which is probably ignoring the fact that AI exists entirely, and you have the other extreme, which is AI is going to replace you. I think model match fits somewhere right there in the middle, which is model match is not going to replace you as an originator. Everyone knows, I think it's common knowledge that if you talk to borrowers, they're going to tell you that they need that sort of relationship with a human being throughout the process, throughout the transaction, right? And then you're going to have those others that say, well, it can do a whole bunch more automatically. Well, we decided with PulseAI, look, from an originator standpoint, I'm not talking about transactions and closing transactions. We're talking about how to grow your business and how AI can benefit you as an originator when it comes to how you can grow your business with your existing referral partner network. It's about understanding the existing relationships that you have, who's currently active today, and what's the angle that you can take. What's that position that you can take based on all this data that we have available to us today to grow your business with your existing referral partner network, while at the same time understanding what else is out there. What other agents are in my market that I'm not aware of that are currently active and that they have active listings that give business to my competition? Who are they? Right? We don't want to drive around all day on the street looking for sign writers, trying to see who's currently, who has the sign out in front of the house that has a house for sale. And then we write that down and we make a phone call. Right? We're not going to do that, right? We're going to be able to see from the top down. And what you can see Pulse did was it looked at my transactions as an originator. So I typed in my NMLS ID. It said, okay, great. These are all of your transactions. We're going to learn a little bit about those. And then we're going to take that education that we just learned and we're going to look at the real estate side of things as well, right? And through all of that, we are going to then start to pair up and show you from the top down exactly who we believe, based on our algorithm that we built, that you should be most focused on when it comes to growing your business. These are the agents that we believe you should be most focused on, right? And you can see that just right here. We have an agent, the agent name. We show you some contact info for them. This all ties right back into market insights. So you can actually click on this individual, go to their profile, go back all the way to 2016 and see their data. What originators are they working with? Properties that they have listed, transactions that they've closed, whether on the buy side or the list side, lenders involved, title company involved, the originator involved, the product type, the transact, whatever it may be. You can actually see that just by launching your Pulse AI report, right? But we have the agent, we have the company, who are they currently with, the agency that they're currently with. We have these tags. I'm going to come back to this in just a few moments. Their market. Okay, this is important because a lot of the times this can get overlooked. How localized are they? The smaller the icon, more localized they are. The wider the icon, the more widespread their territory is. Okay, so that's important to know because if you're operating inside of a community, you want to understand: is this an agent that has a lot of listings that are pretty far away from me, right? They're out there, right? Or is this an agent that truly is localized? They're in my community, right? You can see that just visually, just real quick. Boom, you can see that, right? Active opportunity. How many active listings do they have? Total value of those listings. And then recent production. We're going to look back 24 months and we're going to say how many homes have they sold and what's the value of those homes. Now, lots of stuff that you can pull out of that, right? But is this someone who's localized in terms of their market? Is this someone who's more of a luxury type of agent? Is this someone sort of in the middle ground, right? Is this buyer heavy? Is this listing heavy? How much of their volume is actually associated to a mortgage transaction? Are they typically working with cash buyers? Are they typically working with finance buyers? We can see all of that with just one click. We can see that, right? If we're targeting someone specific. Now, coming back to these tags, right? Now, if you've been a part of our sessions before, you know that our sessions are typically long form. You hear me or Ashlyn on our team, we ramble on for quite some time about all these different features that you can use in modelmatch, whether manual searches and market insights, whether something more automated right here in PulseAI, something in our CRM to send text messages or phone calls or add notes and reminders. And we're going through each of these features, right? Well, I'm going to go through this relatively quickly and show you just how fast you can get this information back. Because data is data. And if you're using other data providers, right, you're going through all this data. It's out there. It's public available. It's public record. It's available for you. That's not the case in terms of, oh, I don't have access to this. It's pretty easy to get access to this, right? You can come to us and you can sign up today and get access to this in the next 5 or 10 minutes. It's not about access to the data like it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It's about this data becoming actionable. But when I'm talking to you originators on this call, it's about making this effortless, right? We don't want to spend a whole bunch of time having to search for agents in our market, looking at each agent and looking at their transactions and understanding what we're getting, what we're not getting. And that's all fun and games, right? You can go through all of that and that's kind of fun. You can sleuth through that. But at the end of the day, you just want what's important. And so PulseAI is going to give you that here. And they're going to give you that through the tags, right? This middle column right here. This tag is going to show you, okay, look, are they a direct relationship, right? Are they an agent that you've done business with in the past and they were the buyer agent? These are your buyer agents. These are your referral partners. Are they agents that were the listing agent on a property? Are these agents that just simply have active listings? Are they agents that are low cash? More of their transactions. I think I saw the figure like early this week. I think a third of all real estate transactions are associated to a loan now, right? So what you're looking at is this low cash agent. What you're really looking at is, does this agent work with buyers who are actually financing that transaction? If they don't have that, they're probably working with a lot of cash buyers, right? So you can see that as well. And then other fun sort of tags, like are they high volume, as an example, or one of my favorites, a property relationship. As you can see here, I clicked on it. This was a property that I, as an originator, wrote a loan for literally 39 days ago. I can click on that. I can see it's currently listed. I can see that, right? So let me show you what you can do. From the top down, these are the agents that you should be most focused on, okay? But this is not just the end all be all. We're not saying trust us, we're cool, we know all the info. Top down, hey, make a phone call, you're going to get loans. We're not going to tell you that. We're not going to sit here and tell you that if you call Kelly, or if you call Danny, if you call Tammy, you're going to get a loan. You probably want to then filter this down a little bit more and make it your own, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to come up here to the top. I'm going to click on filter by tags. I'm going to say, you know what? Show me every agent that I have a direct relationship with. Show me every buyer agent of mine. You can see how quickly it comes back, right? It snaps right back. These are all the agents these are all your buyer agents. Show me every buyer agent that has an active listing in my market. And you can see how fast that comes back, right? And now what I want to do is let's just go that one step deeper, right? I'm gonna click on, we're gonna take a look at this. I got banned from YouTube recently, apparently in one of my videos because I said I'm gonna pick on an agent, but I'm gonna pick on this agent here. And Michelle is a current buyer agent of mine. So I'm gonna use that word. We're gonna pick on Michelle. We're gonna pick on Michelle. I'm gonna come over here to direct relationship and I can click on that tag and I can see that I worked with Michelle 210 days ago. Okay. I don't expect you, any of you, to remember a specific transaction that you did with a buyer agent 200 days ago, over 200 days ago, right? But PulseAI is going to tell us this is the transaction that you did. It's right here. You can see how it's highlighted. You can see the key above. And I'm going to click on it and I can recall that exact transaction. So I can see, okay, here I am as the originator. It was on September 21st of 2023. It was a 20% down. The mortgage amount was 912. It was a purchase conventional. Here's my buyer agent. That's Michelle. I clicked on her. Sorry for picking on Michelle. It was 1.1 on the sale price. It was below AVM. It was below list price. And I can recall those transactions. That's great. What I love about this, though, is not necessarily here's the retrans. I got 3 units. From the start of 2023, I haven't gotten anything yet this year. That's okay, because we're going to call Michelle and we're going to find out why. But within that 2023 to 2024, I got 3 units from Michelle. And I can just visually see that from this chart right here. But what's most important is everything that I'm not involved with. Anything that maybe call them missed opportunities, whatever you want to call them, all of these bubbles right here are all transactions that I was not associated with, right? What I love about this pop-up right here, it's so simple, is that you can click on a highlight chart and you can actually highlight what those transactions are. So you don't have to click on each one of these and see, what am I missing? What am I getting? You can come up here and you can say, show me every originator that's involved in those transactions. Here I am. I have the nice star next to me. Here I am. But let's look at who else is involved. I can click on that originator if I want to target someone specifically, and I can see that transaction. I can pull up that transaction and I can start to better understand. Okay, in this case, this originator, it was a 30% down, 550, purchase conventional on a 785 right here in my own backyard. Well, why didn't I get that loan? Why didn't I get that referral? Right? There's a 99 and 1 million reasons why you did not get that transaction, right? Now we have a partner of ours out of the Chicago market who started to use Pulse AI and still does today in the early days of Pulse AI, where it was just beginning to learn and build upon its knowledge of between an originator's transaction and an agent transactions. And what he found out was that he loved Pulse AI, but he also hated Pulse AI. Why did he love Pulse AI? It was telling him exactly what he was missing. He was coming in here and he was better understanding. Let me look at loan type, right? Let me look at these loans. Let me pull up these loans that I'm not involved with. What am I missing out on, right? He loved Pulse AI for that, because then he could call this agent and he could have a better conversation about, number one, hey, look, I have a fantastic, we all say it, right? I have a fantastic product and I can do this and I can do that. It's so great. You better give me the opportunity, right? It's going to be so great for you as an agent. I'm going to close them all, right? But at the end of the day, it's not really about that, right? It's about understanding, number one, what are you getting? What are you not getting? But why are you not getting it? And in his particular case, it was because he simply wasn't asking for it. They did not know that he had XYZ product, that he had XYZ program, that he had all of this. They were just sending him what they thought he wanted, right? What you've done in the past. But they didn't know, and they didn't have the education because he wasn't staying top of mind with them. He wasn't continuously engaging with them that he could do XYZ a whole bunch better. And he's missing out on XYZ every single time. He's seeing that just through the data. Every single time I miss a transaction from this referral partner, it's this type. It's a VA loan. It's a FHA loan. It's whatever. You name it, right? Every time I miss out on that transaction, it's this type of transaction. It's identifying the pattern of what you're not getting from your existing referral partners. And it's just a simple click of being able to see what lenders are they going to, what originators are capturing that transaction. If you wanted to, what title company is on it? What's the price performance? Is it typically below, at, or above list price? The transaction type, it's all there for you. Just real quick, you're able to grab that as an originator. Time is everything, and we don't want to spend a bunch of time filling out clicking on drop down fields, filling out forms, clicking search, looking at a whole bunch of agents, clicking on the agent, going through their transactions, looking at, oh, there I am. That's great. I got that. Okay, here's 10 more I didn't get. Well, how much time is that? If you spend 30 minutes looking at a single agent, PulseAI just gave you 100 agents, what you're getting, what you're not getting that quickly. And beyond that, Michelle's a referral partner. She's a buyer agent of mine. Michelle has 14 active listings, and I can click on that and I can see exactly where those active listings are in relation to me. Let me zoom in. There I am. There's me as the originator, and here's all these active listings that are right here in the valley. It's Maricopa County. This is the valley. Look at all these listings that Michelle has. I can click on those and I can see there's a lot of listings on here that have been on the market for quite some time. And we show you days on the market. You can actually click on these and you can actually pull up the history of these properties. If you want to see it on Zillow and look at the pretty pictures, you certainly can. But let's look at these ones that have been on here for quite some time. Is there anything that you can do on these properties that you might be able to help out with? Why are they falling? Why have they been on the market for so long? Now, some of this is market conditions. We can always blame market conditions, right? It's easy. It's an easy toss out. Market conditions. That's why this house has been on the market for 34 days. But you would have no way of knowing that unless you've done what? You've made this data actionable and you've had a conversation with Michelle. But now you're able to quickly see exactly what listings she has. She knows you and your work. That's a given. She's given you referrals. So she knows who you are. And she currently has homes that are for sale. Some of them have been on the market for quite some time. If this is not an easy phone call for you to make, I'm not sure what else we can say about this. Is at least at the minimum an easy icebreaker. You pick up the phone. I can now see that you currently have, 10548 Palladium, 755 Zion, and you know what? 9645 Rainbow has been on the market for quite some time. What can I do? Why has that fallen through? Has there been any fall through? Right? And why is that? And what can I do to potentially help? Now you're lending your assistance to your referral partners. You're not just calling them and saying, hey, let me take you out to coffee. Let me tell you about why my program is the end all be all. And you need to trust me and you need to give me that volume. No, now you're taking it from the standpoint of why am I so great to how I can help. And that's going to make all the difference in the world. And PulseAI just gave that to me. It just served that up for me. I didn't have to go do the searches. I didn't have to go do anything to find that other than enter my NMLS ID and just show me a list of all my agents. And then, I did a little bit of filtering to show me those that I have a direct relationship with that have active listings. But then it was just really 2 clicks. Boom. You know, Michelle, here's her active listings. Oh my gosh, Michelle, 9645 Rainbow has been on the market for 63 days. How can I help now? It's not about how great you are. No one cares how great you are, because every LO after the fact is just as great to these agents. It's not about how great you are. It's about what you can do to help, right? And that's not about how great you are. You might not be the greatest. Believe it or not, there might be an LO that's a little bit better, right? But you have the info now to have that conversation. Beyond that, beyond just being able to gather this information, all of this ties directly into not only market insights. So I click on Michelle, I go to her profile, I can go all the way back to 2016. Okay, I can see a list if I needed to from here of all her originators that she works with, how much wallet share each one is capturing. I can see that. Lenders, loan purpose, sell type, product mix, and then individual transactions. Okay, for every date range that I select, going back to 2016. But this also then ties directly back into the modelmatch CRM. If I wanted to grab agents directly from PulseAI and then put them into pipelines and modelmatch, make phone calls, send text messages, add notes, set reminders, schedule meetings, collaborate with anyone else that's supporting me in my effort, in my outbound reach effort, whether it's a virtual assistant, whether it's an LOA. It's just a click of a button to get them directly into a pipeline. Now, if you don't use the modelmatch CRM, that's fine. Maybe you use Salesforce, HubSpot, Total Expert. It's a click of the button to push them right over to every one of those. You want to get Michelle, the agent, over to your HubSpot account, push the data along with it, put her into workflows, push her to Total Expert, get her into journeys, get the volume, get the units, use that info to segment how you're delivering content to your agents. modelmatch provides you all of that with a simple click of a button. Now, I know we're coming up on time here. And again, this is more of a short form type of session, right? We give you the most impactful information, the quickest on how you can use very specific types of data in modelmatch, not only to make it truly actionable. There's a lot out there that talk about we have actionable data. Can you add a note? Can you make a phone call? Can you send a text? Can you set a reminder? Can you push them to Total Expert? Can you push them to Salesforce? Can you push them to HubSpot where you're actually taking the action? Or are you still stuck taking screenshots, copying and pasting information? Actionable data goes beyond just being able to see it and understand in our mind what we should do. It's the tools behind the action that make the difference. If you have any questions about any of this sort of data, if you're a current modelmatch user, jump over to help.modelmatch.com. We'll make sure all of you get this recording along with some resources. If you're not currently using modelmatch, jump over to modelmatch.com, click get started. You can get started with just PulseAI. It's $100 a month. It's $99, I'm sorry, a month. You can get started, no annual contracts. You can sign up today. You can type in your NMLS ID. You can pull a report just like this. Look at your buyer agents. Look at your buyer agents that have listings. Look at your property relationships. Look at your borrower relationships and start to better understand how you can use all of this data to get one step closer to the next loan, not just